Aloha, everybody, and welcome to Fear Effect Part 6. In the last part, we put on a worker girl's outfit, and now we can get into the back rooms where the brothel part of Madame Chen's is. So let's go try opening this door.
Okay, come in.
Yeah, we're in. We're incognito.
You, get back to work.
Yes, sorry.
So being incognito, none of the guards will fire on us because they just think we're a regular worker here, but if you bring out your knife, if you bring out your handguns, if you try attacking them, no shit, they're gonna think that that's a little suspicious and try to kill you. So don't attack anybody. You know, this is a chance where you get to be cool and just walk around and nothing can hurt you, so live it. There's a whole bunch of areas you can go into, but there's really nothing much we can do until we find a certain person. Right here we have an upcoming puzzle, but we don't have anything to activate it with. You have to put a coin in there, but we don't have that right now. So as you're Hannah, you don't really have too much to worry about. Just look around and try finding somebody.
Now quick moves there, Sheila. Hannah? Jeez, nice shoes.
Not now, Deke. Laminus men are all over the place. They've got Wei Ming.
So we get glass and bugger out then, eh?
Negative. We're gonna get Wei Ming first.
This is still business, right, love?
Not anymore, Deke.
Hey, what are you doing?
Wrong room. Sorry.
Come on, out, now!
Did Deke activate chaos control? How the fuck did he do that? Hannah was looking directly at him, and then the door opened, and then he's already right to the side of it, and the guard didn't see that? Bullshit! But I digress. Deke still has all the guns, the shotgun pistols, the MK5 assault, the assault rifle, all the ammo and whatnot he got from the fishing village, so he's pretty packed. By far, out of all the characters you'll be playing in Disc 3, he is the most ready for a gunfight, and you'll definitely be in for a gunfight as soon as you leave this room. But right now, this puzzle, this is actually a puzzle. I'm looking at this TV screen and I'm trying to memorize what the dancer is doing, because believe it or not, this is a precursor to a puzzle that's coming up. You have to memorize how this woman dances, all of the movements she does, and in what order that she's doing them. And it just keeps looping and looping and looping because, I don't know, MTV's gone to shit in 2049? Okay, I know you're gonna make a comment, it's gone to shit now, but, you know, it's gone to even more shit when they're just looping the same thing over and over again, you know. So once you've memorized that, well, you won't know to memorize that at this moment, but as soon as you leave the door, there's already 3 guards ready to kill you, and you can't really sneak up on them. I would recommend having the assault rifle or the MK5 assault for the hallways, because the problem about trying to sneak up on guys with a melee weapon is that sometimes you can't anticipate every character's, like, motions, you know? Like, sometimes you'll sneak up on one guy and you'll hit them with the brass knuckles, and that'll be cool, but as you're walking up to the second guy, the third guy might turn around and see you, and because this game doesn't have a Resident Evil style inventory, you have to cycle through all your weapons with circle and square, right? And it just means that, like, if you have your melee weapon out when they see you and then they start shooting at you, you gotta do a lot of cycling just to see what the hell you're doing, and it's gonna waste a lot of time, and that's time that can be spent getting you shot, you know? Again, it's a little bit more methodical. You can't just pause the action. I mean, you could press pause, but you can't, like, pause to reload ammo or to combine items. You know, it's not like Resident Evil in that regard, but, Also, another thing I haven't really mentioned about the gunplay is that you don't hold one of the R triggers in order to aim. Auto-aiming is just automatic. Like, if you're facing an enemy, if you have a crosshair, that just happens. And, you just push the X button to fire. That's pretty much it. You don't have to ready yourself or anything. Another thing that's great about this game, as compared to a lot of the older Resident Evils, is that you can run and shoot at the same time, which, that wasn't a thing in Resident Evil until, like, Resident Evil 5 or 6? Seriously, it took a long time for that to happen. Anywho, in that room that I was in a while ago, I picked up a coin, and now I'm going to go back to the room with the music box that Hana was in and use the coin on that. If you go into the room where I picked up the coin as Hana, there won't be a coin there. So there's a lot of different items that different characters will find, which makes you have to go into many different rooms with many different characters just to see if there's something new there, you know? So when you're in the body of a new character, always look around. But anywho, this is the puzzle. Remember what I said about the TV? The girl dancing? Memorize how she dances, what her movements were, and do them in that order, because this puzzle, in order to make this puppet man dance and do something, you gotta do it correctly. So it's pretty simple though, because you know the right-left movements, and right after right-left, the dancer girl turned around, and then she ended with one hand high in the sky and one hand at her hip. So it's pretty easy to memorize, and just keep an eye out.
Hello.
Oh good, Madame Chen's got a sex dungeon. I assume. I mean, I'm sure it's just a boiler room, but, you know, this place is not all it seems. At first it looked like a restaurant. Now it's part restaurant, part brothel, and we have secret passageways that lead to extra areas. There's something a little bit fishy about Madame Chen. Now then again, there's something fishy about Wei Ming and demons and machete villagers with the green skin that try to eat people and set fire to things. Once again, is the money worth it? Is the money really worth all this? I hate when guards... You try sneaking up on some guards, and sometimes they start looking around to the left and right, because they're kind of aware that something is in their area, whether you forgot to sneak, or because they just somehow see you in their peripheral vision, or, you know, it's really hard to judge what they sometimes detect, but sometimes, if you're behind them, they'll actually stop looking surprised and be like, oh, what was that? And then they'll be like, oh, never mind. I'm just going to return to my duties and just walk around and everything's hunky-dory. But most of the time, if that happens, it's just a waiting game. If they turn around and start firing at me, then I know to start firing back at them. But, you know, sometimes it's okay to wait it out because you never know. You never know. It might be fine. You might be able to survive it, then sneak up on them. Don't want to waste all the bullets. Although, without giving anything away, you don't really have to worry too much about Deke's inventory here. You know, just know that during this part, Deke's inventory will not be an issue after this part. So if you have to unload all of your rifle ammo, if you have to unload all your shotgun pistols, it's not a terribly long segment. But of course you won't know that first time playing, so you're still going to be trying to conserve your ammo and whatnot. But, you know. Wrench? I think I'll need that. Why not? I always love the priorities of characters in survival horror games. Crank? Yeah, I'll need a crank. Why not? You never know when I'm going to turn something. A black vase? Sure, why not? You never know. I might need that. Love those shotgun pistols. Best things ever. So powerful, so strong. Anyway, in this room, we have to use that wrench in order to turn off all the steam here. But the steam will damage you when you get close to it, so you really got to be careful and quick about it. As soon as you see the use icon, just immediately cycle to the wrench, and boom, steam is gone. We've now set up a collectible item for Hana later. And we've also found this key, the Madame Room key. So now we have to go back into the elevator, go back into that main room, and the Madame Room key is used to open the big red doors. Ah, but Deke, you are a fantastic character. See, this is how you do an Australian character right. He's not filled with all these Australian isms like Marine the Raccoon and the Sonic the Hedgehog games. God damn it. Deke's badass. Deke's my favorite character. Here I'm sneaking past. There's actually a whole bunch of people who will try to shoot Deke and kill him, but if you can sneak right to the door and they won't spawn. So just use the key and you'll avoid a big gunfight. And once again, when we regain control of Glass, we are immediately thrust into a big firefight with like 3 different guys. And sometimes they're not facing you when the cutscene ends, which makes no sense at all. Sometimes it's just like, oh, I guess we were chasing somebody, but never mind. And other times when the cutscene loads up, they're just instantly facing you, and Glass doesn't have his guns out, which is really awkward. And what they don't tell you here now is that even though there should be still a guard there, making sure that nobody who doesn't work here gets in the door, now I could just walk in like it's nobody's business, even though he turned away Glass before, and I just shot him now, and it's just like, what? Do these people all know that, like, Deke is blowing the fuck out of people with an assault rifle? Because that doesn't seem very stealthy, as much as I like Deke. I mean, he wasn't going to sneak around. They saw him the minute he opened the door, but even still, good God. And my health's not doing too hot. Getting my ass kicked. And Glass, again, does not have too much ammo. This door is locked. Glass doesn't have too much ammo because all my guns were stripped from my possession when I was thrown into that prison cell. Ah, guard. That's the thing you gotta know about Fear Effect. Sometimes guards who should be in front of you and should see you coming, they won't react and they won't attack you until you, the player, see them. So that's kind of helpful. The lounge key opens up this purple door, and again, I'm thrust into a big fucking firefight with people because I can't sneak up on them, and... Come on, come on. Oh! And I got killed. So I gotta try this again. Hopefully the shotgun can take both of them out real quick. Not get myself killed. Jesus Christ. My health is so low, I'm so close to death.
Oh, please, don't hurt me! I beg you, please don't hurt me! I'll do anything you want! Please.
So this was your secret, huh? Where's the girl?
I don't know! I don't know anything!
Take your things and get out, before you get hurt.
Okay, this is starting to get a little bit ridiculous. Dude's hiding under the bed, firing wildly without poking his head out, but when he does, you get to shoot him. Now, there is a stipulation to this whole thing. You gotta dodge the gunfire. There's always a tell. He always leaves this little red dot right before he's gonna shoot somewhere. You have to shoot the dude, and you can use pistols for this fight, because it only counts to, like, hit him. It doesn't really matter what guns you use. But you cannot hit the prostitute on the bed. You can hit her. You can get a crosshair on her, and if you do, well... Yeah, shooting the woman on the bed will get you killed, because apparently Glass can't believe he just did that. What? I didn't know shooting her was gonna kill her. How did that happen? So, you gotta be a little bit careful. If your crosshairs... Like, right now, the crosshairs were just on her, and I cannot shoot. I have to wait until the guy pokes out. Definitely pay attention to whether your character is looking at the henchman. Like, look at where Glass's head is pointing. As for dodging the gunfire, it's really not all that bad. The red dot gives off a huge tell. I find that there's plenty of time to dodge roll out of the way of stuff, so, not so bad.
Everybody gets one chance with me. If I see you again, I'll kill you. Think you can extort me, Mr. Glass? Come between me and my daughter? Separate me from my flesh? Well, Mr. Glass, how does it feel to be separated from yours?
This is not going well.